call the member for Melbourne Ports.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. There are thousands in my electorate who are going to be hurt by the scrapping of Sunday penalty rates. One member in my electorate told me that the government was sending out the message that it's tax cuts for big business and pay cuts for baristas. While some in small business in Melbourne Ports will support these cuts for casual workers, from 200% on Sunday to 150%, and full-time and part-time workers in the fast food industry from 175 to 150%. Many will not, because of the effect of on the disposable income of a large student population working casual jobs who are going to have their disposable income reduced. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the top 5 industries in terms of employment in my electorate are hospitality and the retail industries, which come in 4th and 5th, with a combined total of 17% of the electorate employed in Melbourne Ports coming from these industries. With the Australian Electoral Commission showing there's 100,000 voters in my electorate, this means 15,000 people in my electorate are directly affected by the Fair Work decision, which they would regard as anything but fair. According to the 2011 census, the 10 top most affected electorates include Melbourne Ports in this cutting of Sunday pay rates. Given the large number of my constituents affected by this decision, it's not surprising that many young people are disappointed that, aside from Labor, no other parties made a submission to the Fair Work Commission or arguing that penalty rates be left at the rate they were. Over the weekend, people in my electorate I spoke to raised real concerns about other industries also losing their Sunday penalty rates, nurses, transport workers, all with legitimate concerns they could be next, and that includes retail and food workers currently protected on EBAs in supermarket chains that may be protected at the moment. Who knows how long that will be? There's talk in the media of some of these large chains using the Fair Work decision to alter their bids in the next round of bargaining of these EBAs. Neither Fair Work Commission nor the government can explain why retail or hospitality workers on Sunday is less valuable than anyone else from any other industry. The McKell Institute released a report that also points out that these penalty rates changes will also exacerbate the gender pay gap, with 55% of those affected being female. The McKell Institute also reports that the changes will impact future EBA negotiations because, quote, it signals an economy-wide devaluation of the Sunday penalty rates and may serve to undermine future collective bargaining. This is widely expected to be the case in many of the mass retail chains. Deputy Speaker, the Leader of the Opposition, the member for Maribyrnong, my friend, said the Prime Minister and his ministers campaign for cuts to penalty rates. The Prime Minister can't even summon up a bit of sympathy for these people who've had their Sunday rates of pay cut. As far as he's concerned, they're just numbers on a spreadsheet. These people have bills to pay and families to support, and every single one has less money in their pocket as a result of this dreadful decision. The Opposition and the Leader of the Opposition leading it will continue to campaign for these people, 700,000 Australians who are dreadfully affected by these decisions. Deputy Speaker, I just want to say this in context of the extraordinary few weeks of parliament that we've seen, with the Prime Minister attacking the Leader of the Opposition for his record as a moderate union leader. I've found some of the expressions of people on that side about the Leader of the Opposition sticking his feet under the tables of billionaires to be the most incredible cant and hypocrisy, as if the people on that side, and as if the Prime Minister in particular, has something against all of the billionaires that he mentioned and doesn't mix with them, as any leader of this country naturally does when they're trying to see that business in Australia operates in accordance with the laws of Australia, and that employment is engendered and all of these kinds of things. So we have the hypocrisy on attacking the Leader of the Opposition over knowing people in business, as if the Prime Minister doesn't know any rich people, and at the same time coming in here and flaying us for opposing these cuts to the Sunday penalty rates of ordinary people. We're going to continue on, and we're not going to be fazed by the rhetoric over there.
The question is